Hi Sue.
Hi Chloe.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So you are the director for RLSB, right?
That's right, the Royal London Society for Blind People.
What is it about?
Well, RLSB was founded 177 years ago by a man called Thomas Lucas. It was Victorian London, and if you were born blind in Victorian London, you were very unlikely to find work. You lived a very poor life and very often ended up in an institution because there was nothing else for you. Thomas Lucas invented a form of tactile signage so that young people could be taught to read, initially to read the Bible, but he recognised that if he could teach them to read, then there was a chance that they could find employment and their life chances would be much better. And since that day, education has been one of the very sort of core strands of RLSB's work.
By that time, was something around equal to the foundation or not?
I don't believe so. We were one of the very first charities working with vision impaired children in the country.
Eu quero bater um papo com a Lauren, ela que é deficiente visual. Eu quero entender como é que é a vida de um deficiente visual aqui na Inglaterra. Hey Lauren, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I was just telling them because I wanna talk to you and understand how is the life of impaired people here in England.
Okay, so in England, it's, we're trying to make London better for vision impaired people because it is really difficult without a cane. For someone that has less vision than I do, without a cane it's really difficult and you have to rely on somebody else for assistance, either on when you're travelling, either underground or overground, or if you're on the bus, you're always sort of relying on someone else. But at the moment we're trying to make it better by doing having apps and technology to help us get around, which is also another way for us to be a bit more independent.
So you're born like this, right?
Yeah, I was born with nystagmus and albinism.
How old are you?
18.
18.
Yeah.
Good. And how was your childhood?
It was really difficult because my mum and dad were both told that I wouldn't be able to ride a bike or, I wouldn't be able to do specific things because they were told that I'd have bad balance because of my eyesight. And I was also bullied at school because of my eyes, because they move around in, sort of silly directions. And I was always sort of told, oh, you're not looking at me, and all that kind of stuff, and called me Four Eyes when I was wearing glasses, all sort of horrible names. But as sort of I grew up, my mum and dad showed me how to ride a bike and sort of showed me how I could do different things so that I could be more independent, which is where I am now.
So this is a Braille note, so it's like an electronic PDA, so I can read and write documents using either speech or Braille. At the bottom is the Braille screen, so I can read any document or internet web pages in Braille. And at the top here are the keys for writing Braille. So Braille is a system comprised of 6 dots, and combining the dots makes the words and letters. So for example, dot 1 makes an A, and then that appears on the bottom of the screen there. 2 dots makes B, 2 more like this makes C. So the combination of these dots makes Braille letters and words, and then I can see it. So if, for example, I write, this is a test, that's what it looks like in Braille. And if I wanted the machine to read back to me,
Grade 5, grade 6, grade 4. This is a test.
so it reads back to me what I can write. Also at the back of the machine there are USB ports, so I can plug in a USB device which then translates my Word documents or PDF documents into Braille.
So how long does this program take?
It's not a programme as such. Our services is open to families at any point. Sometimes families need a lot of support, other times it's just particular things that they're looking for help with.
And then when they are like 5 or 6 years old, do you have one special program for them, or?
No, I mean in this country, most vision impaired children will go to mainstream schools, regular schools, where they will get support in the classroom. As an organisation, we used to run a school, but that was in the days when it was a very specialist provision. Now it's very much mainstream. But we continue to support children outside the school environment. At that stage, we've got a sports programme, for example.
But are these schools prepared to receive those people?
Well, in this country, there is legislation that requires education to be inclusive, and so therefore the schools have to make that provision for children who may be sight impaired but who have other disabilities, sometimes very complex disabilities. There are still what we call specialist schools, but as I say, the majority of children will go to mainstream.
Eu fico muito feliz em saber que existem instituições com 177 anos trabalhando para a vida melhor das pessoas. Isso aqui é sensacional, a maneira como as pessoas aqui na Europa, as instituições, pensam no conjunto, não de uma forma individual, mas sim pensam no próximo, pensam nesse conjunto, que é realmente fazer a vida do outro mais feliz. Isso é impressionante.